I got an update on FBG Duck murder trial. They was inside of that courtroom. The jury didn't come up with a verdict yet. Remember, these people are saying O Block called Duck downtown, blah, 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 and got to blicking him down. They done did 3 months worth of trial. They handed it over to the jury for the verdict. It had been 2 days that the jury done had this, handed over this shit, and they ain't came up with a conclusion yet. They ain't came up with a verdict yet. Is that a good thing for O Block? We finna talk about that. Hit the like button. Goals on this video, 1,500 likes. Look, I'm outside in the fucking snow giving you a fucking update. So make sure y'all hit that like button. As you can see, it's blizzardy as hell out here, man. So I'm gonna give you a second to hit that like button. This is an update, and a lot of people ain't been talking about this, so I got an official update. O Block 6, FBG Duck murder trial. This is crazy. They handed it over to the jury. Word on the street, this is a closed-cut case. Them boys finna do 50, 100 years. They did this shit. No way out of this. A lot of evidence. Well, so far, the jury done had this shit for 2 days and they came up with an answer. They was handed this shit 2 days ago. They had about an hour, 2 hours to come up with a verdict. They couldn't do it. They went home. Yesterday, they was in that courtroom for about 8, 9 hours and couldn't come up with a verdict yet. In my opinion, I'm not sure what that means, but a lot of people think that that's a good thing for O Block. Maybe the jurors didn't see the case how the feds presented that shit. You got to remember, the defendants got their case and the feds got their case. Just because the feds say it happened don't mean it happened. Even though it's hard to beat the feds, it don't mean it happened. But I'm not gonna lie, those jurors sitting down for 2 days straight deliberating this shit is a sign that maybe the feds didn't tell the story that the jurors believed 100%, in my opinion. Remember, it wasn't a lot of physical evidence. I tell people that shit there. It wasn't any gun weapons, wasn't any weapons found that killed Duck. Yeah, they found the gun, but I believe that was Duck gun. They didn't find any weapons, the murder weapons. Nobody snitched on these guys. Nobody told on these guys, okay? Nobody told on these guys. As far as the guys involved in this shit, you had witnesses as far as people who got phone calls from them, but nobody who was on this hit told. TZ wasn't even involved in the murder. He just dropped Duck location. The feds couldn't even flip him and get him to snitch and do more, So they didn't really have nobody in this investigation cooperate. I ain't never seen this many people on a Fed case and everybody stayed true and ain't say anything. Maybe that mean that they following the no snitch rule, and maybe they say they innocent. But I'm going to tell you, 2 days with this is eerie crazy. We don't know what the jury, what they're back there arguing about. We taking a look at it. When it comes to Muwap, you got to understand, Muwap was caught on video surveillance footage at like a car dealership when the cars returned that killed Duck. But as far as seeing Muwap shoot somebody and kill somebody, I'm not sure if they seen that footage. Remember, everybody had masks on and shit like that. So they ain't got like a camera angle that show these the guys that pulled the gun out, shot, and while the gun in their hand and the bullet flying, you can see a picture of their face. So I think that is what they're talking about in that courtroom, because remember, the feds to just lock people up. So I don't think the juror is just drawing off of that shit too fast. Another thing is, this was a gang war. This was a gang beef. Instead of a regular murder case, these guys were hit with racketeering charges. And we don't really see where, they say like drug charges and all kind of shit. We didn't really see where the money went, So we didn't really hear nothing about they got a drug spot right here. They doing $50,000 a night. They doing $2,500 a night. This person they getting their dope from. We didn't hear anything like that. So to put them in like an organized crime, I think that was very strong for the feds to want to do instead of charging these guys with just a first-degree murder case. To hit them with the racketeering charges and make sure they locked up for a long time. I get what the feds try to do, but remember, a jury got to go along with that shit. I'm not saying a jury not. In my opinion, I think the jury need more time. Martin Luther King's birthday, I believe, is Monday. So the jurors are going to come back Tuesday. Is we going to get a verdict? I'm not sure. They get a guilty verdict. Is everybody going to be guilty? Do the jurors believe everybody guilty? Do the jurors believe some of the people are guilty? Is everybody going to walk? Is some people going to walk? We don't know. You feel me? Do the jurors believe the feds are lying to lock these people up? Do the jurors believe FBG Duck was a bad guy? Do the jurors believe all the witnesses that the feds brought had bad backgrounds, shaky backgrounds? It's a lot going on inside of them. The fact that they deliberated for 2 days lets you know that this might not be a clear-cut case as we all think. It's a possibility that O Block 6 could be home this week. Not this week, but next week. To be honest with you, those guys get found innocent, they're gonna be released immediately. I don't know if that's the same day, the next day, 2 days later, but those guys gonna be gearing up to come home. So I'm gonna keep you updated on this. Next video I'm gonna drop on Duck is probably gonna be Tuesday, when they be back in the courtroom and deliberate again. But I'm not gonna lie, Tuesday is gonna be the third day that the jury has sat in the back and talked about this case, trying to come up with a verdict. Normally this shit happens. I done seen verdicts come real fast within the same day, a couple minutes, an hour. The jury already know you did it. To sit down with this shit for 2 days, let me know that this is not as close cut as everybody think it is. So I'm gonna come back in a couple days. I want y'all to leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Do you think O Block gonna be innocent? Do you think the jurors are struggling because they don't really know what's going on? Or do you think they just dotting all their I's and their T's and these guys gonna be convicted? I want to know what y'all think. Leave a comment. So I'm gonna tell the street reporter. Blah, 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 blah.